Oh yeah, but I just got to have it unrestrict them songs for us, like just because we.
Oh, because of his songs.
Yeah, but we own them. But we just gotta put it. I gotta get whitelisted so I can keep playing. Let me know when you're there. I mean the mics are on.
I think it's right now.
Oh yeah, but I just got to have it on. Here, yeah. Try yours. Oh, turn your mic. Just turn it on top.
Works.
I gotta get whitelisted.
Working 1 2.
Yeah.
So he has to.
We have to get on the whitelist, or we like so they know that when I use them on my channel, that it's fine.
Okay. That he like approves or whatever stuff like that.
Well, we approve it, yeah.
Okay.
So he has to. We have to get on the whitelist, or we like so they know that. You should put in the good trip link.
That one's just your phone?
Yeah, just that focus. We're using the camera.
That's nice, dude.
But it looks good, huh? Yeah, that's why I've been using it more because the quality of the camera looks crazy good. That's what's good. Oh, where's that? It's alright. Just a couple more minutes, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll get started on today's higher. Oh, I gotta get in the camera frame. Anymore. In the camera frame. Can you tell like the difference?
Of like the angle?
No, just like the camera looks.
From the other ones? I mean, the other ones look good too, man.
No, it's not too Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, looks like it's working. Welcome to the Higher Thought Cast with me, HT Jesus, depending on how close you can get to me. Today, just, we're probably going to do 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, see how I feel. I got Jose with me today. Just leave it on. I just need to check if the volume, if it catches the voices. Perfect. Now get on the mic. Hey, Jose, how you doing, man?
What's going on? Sue's doing pretty well.
How-
Nice Sunday.
Nice Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Yep, Sunday. About mid-afternoon at this point, right? Yeah, let me see if I can hear you. Did I hear you? Perfect. Now get on the mic. Hey, Jose, how you doing, man?
What's going on? Sue's doing pretty well.
Get it closer to you. Nice Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Yep, Sunday. About mid-afternoon at this point, right? Yeah, let me see if I can hear you. Did I hear you? Hey, talk on it.
Better here? Closer? Look a little closer. Right there? I could just scoot up.
Get it closer. Yeah. Alright, let's just check one more time. Yeah, talk on the mic. Let's see how it sounds right now.
I'm pretty scooted up now. I think that'll be fine now.
Yeah, we should be good. Here, talk on the mic.
Just talk louder.
Yeah, just talk normal. Why does it sound like that? Sounds like it's connected and shit. Yeah, talk on the mic. Let's see how it sounds right now.
I'm pretty scooted up now.
Yeah, we should be good. Here, talk on the mic. Yeah, just talk normal. Why does it sound like that? Sounds like it's connected and shit.
Like it's just disconnected, you said?
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Let me see how everything sounds. Why does it sound like that? You sound good now. Let me see if I go back to it so we can just get into the conversation. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Oh yeah, we should be good. How everything sounds. Why does it sound like that? You sound good now. Oh, okay. I know why. Let me see if I go back to it so we can just get into the conversation. I know why. There we go. We should be good. I had the audio from the computer on. Alright, excuse that, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Higher Thought Cast. As you guys could see earlier, we got Jose in here on this beautiful Sunday. It's just us two today, so we're just gonna knock out a quick little conversation. So how you doing, man? How's your week? How's your month?
It's going pretty well. September flew by.
Yo, it's gone. It's basically 2024 already, man.
Basically, yeah.
Right?
We're already in next year.
Did you enjoy this year? Was it okay?
Yeah, it's been going. Other than getting injured.
Oh yeah. Aside from that, well. everything was good.
Yeah.
Oh okay.
There's a lot of learning that happened.
What's one thing you learned so far? Because I know it's not over. But what do you think? One thing you've learned so far this year for you that is just you can recall.
Well, one of the best things I've learned and that's made the year better, apart from the injury, is just gardening. This green thumb that I have in me. It was always there. I was always at home helping out my mom in her garden and all that stuff with her flowers.
You always kind of wanted to do it, right?
Yeah, I always thought it was pretty cool. Having your own stuff. Own, flower garden, your own maybe vegetable garden, whatever type it is.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice, pretty zen.
Yeah, because I mean, the times I've seen you interact with it, it almost it relaxes you. It kind of just takes you out in a peaceful way. Like when I've seen you mix the dirt with certain things, and put the nutrients in, and you're taking your time, and even after the way you pat it, it's just. Why do you think it took you so long to kind of get into that interest?
I think because I always thought that was just a flower-based thing. Like you had to do it and you had to grow flowers and that would be it. And I wasn't really in a sort of mindset to start having vegetables.
Right. And you're not ready for that, yeah.
I was like, nah, I don't want to have a tomato plant growing from the ceiling and stuff. So I always associated it with that.
All right.
But I mean,
keep talking, Jose. Keep talking.
Plant any sort of plant, tree, shrub, whatever. at home we've been trying to plant in Spanish, and it might not even be like the most appropriate name, which is with some work. Yeah. It wasn't on this whole time?
I don't think so. Camilo put in the chat that it wasn't on. It's not even green. Yeah, because it should be green. It's okay, it's okay. Here. No, I know. Turn it on your iPad real quick. So excuse us real quick. We're just having some technical issues, but we're doing it live for everybody. We're not hiding anything. We just need to double check this mic. Hello. But it sounds good. So excuse us real quick. Yeah. We're just having some technical issues, but we're doing it live for everybody. We're not hiding anything. We just need to double check. Shout out to Camilo. Good looking out. Letting us know that the mic was down. But it sounds good. Alright, so you were saying that at first you thought it was with flowers, but then and you were not ready for the vegetables, and then now it looks like you found something, right? That you enjoy doing the green thumb thing. Is it something you think you're gonna just keep as you like get older, get better? For yourself?
Yeah, I think at this point too, I might start getting into the flowers for sure, and do the plants as well. The plants, well, there are plants, but like veggies, start doing that. I might as well.
Favorite vegetable that you like to eat?
My favorite vegetable? Yeah. I don't know. I don't think so, but I do have. I don't know. I guess like a list of it, like fresh cucumbers, con limón, tajín, stuff like that.
So cucumbers.
That one would like that. Calabacita is good too. Limón, sal, stuff like that. Sal, salsita. Like those. Potatoes, like baked potatoes, good.
Baked potatoes. What else?
Yeah. A veggie like that. I think that would be about it. Like I see some people that really enjoy tomatoes, and some people can just like bite into one, like if it's an apple, with some salt. My dad can kind of do that.
Can do it.
He can get like pretty good just chunks of like tomato and like put some salt, maybe some lemon.
Yeah, my check. Camilo, let me know in the chat. Is my mic back on? Is my mic back on?
But yeah,
yeah, you should definitely do it. I think it's right there, right? I gotta talk so. Is my mic back on? Is my mic back on? Yeah, it is on. I just can't talk that close. All right, we're good. Excuse the interruptions behind the scenes. You're not hiding anything. This is what it is. Thank you, Camilo.
One-man editing team.
Yeah, it's just, we're the talent, the engineer, we're everything today because somebody didn't come.
People.
No shade though. Shout out to them. Family time. Shout out to Camilo. Thank you for helping us in the chat though, for sure. So, and then we were kind of speaking about it earlier about as far as you've been gaming on. So I wanted to kind of get you to share that, like how you're gaming, and because I think you actually are really interested in gaming. You don't pursue it a lot, or I don't know, but I feel like you've always had this kind of interested in it. So like, what have you been playing lately?
Lately, just been playing Borderlands.
Yeah,
on the Switch, Borderlands number 1.
Borderlands number 1, guys.
Yeah,
the original one.
The remastered one for the Switch, though.
The remaster for the Switch.
And so, been playing that because I have a dock.
Yeah.
I bought myself a dock, and I think it goes with the time as well when I started to play video games and like the popularities with it as well, because to me it's like the coolest thing ever.
For sure.
I buy similarities to my nephews and my nieces, and they don't get excited as I do. But it's the dock, whatever thing is. it's a clear one that has the RGB lights.
Yeah.
So I think that's the coolest thing ever. Whenever it had the lights, and you could always switch the lights on and stuff. Because back when I was in the more gaming time, the 2005 to 10, 15 or so.
Yeah.
During those times, some of the best things were like wireless controllers, and some of the most cooler wireless controllers were always the ones that had some lights. The ones that had like the green shell, the blue clear shell, and
the
stuff
64
like that.
ones were lit.
Like those kind of stuff. Yeah, like those were always like the cool things that people had, and I always remember that, and I always try to get that, but we never really had any video games, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So because it's from that area, like that era, that time. Whenever I have the time for it, like I'll look for them, and then I'll get them, and then like I said, I'll give it to my nephews and all that, but they don't seem to be like excited.
Yeah, understandably. So, just to give context, because I've only seen Borderlands that one time when Osvaldo brought it through the studio over there. So, what is it? What keeps? Why is your interest in that one specific? Aside from not being able to play it early on, like what do you like about it? Do you like the storyline, animations?
The storyline is pretty cool. It's like this futuristic story where they're searching for a vault that's supposed to have endless treasures, like money and stuff like that. Weapons is the biggest thing in it, and so everybody's searching for it. So it's like a whole universe, a whole like galactic, like everything together. Everybody's looking for these things, and but playing it is a like open world type game. Yeah, and so you're able to do and like interact with NPCs and like other people that will hurt you and all that stuff at any time. Okay. There are the restrictions, but they're like super like known restrictions. You can't go to the next area because you have to do other missions and stuff. But if you wander off enough, you could reach area that's much higher level than you at any point, and they can just take you down. They keep killing you, and that's it. So there's no restriction there, except in certain places because you have to play the story mode.
For sure.
But one of the coolest things in there is that all the guns that they create, they just have like random ass like effects. Some of them give you 30 extra bullets. Some of them give you 200% critical extra damage. Shot. Some of them give you fire damage. Some of them give you explosion damage. Yeah. And so it's just a whole bunch of like different combinations into things that can happen, and different sort of weapons that come out. And so one of the cool things on that is later on I figured out that this game was like a raid sort of boss game.
Oh, a raid.
You're the better way to kind of play it, what they say is like to do it online with others.
Yeah.
When you do it with others, then you get more enemies, and then you get more loot, you get more cash. Everything is like multiplied and intensified
because it's in a group setting, basically.
So everything is like more intense. So if I would be playing on my own, let's say in one area I would fight 20 people. I would have to battle with them, like kill them. If I would do 2 with 3 people, or like the 4 group, all of it, that 20 would go up to like maybe 50 people that we have to kill, and they would they would also be stronger levels. They would have different weapons and all that stuff. So it would be much tougher experience because it's 4 of us, because we should all be having our equipment modified. Like using these type of grenades, and have shield, and have weapons for shotguns, snipers, and it's like everybody should be packed going into. And so that's the cool thing, like you can always just keep going back to the same area, the same levels, and like fighting people, getting new guns, because there's randomized drops, and there's loot crates that you get and all that.
So even when you pass a certain level, they basically add more levels.
Yeah, it's always like a never-ending.
Like a DSL pack, they would call it.
They have those as well.
Yeah, and so you can extend the story. So the game is always kind of live.
Yeah, it's always, there's the DLC ones are going and all that stuff. And then I've noticed that within specific areas, if you circle enough back times, they, like the timing, the time sequence in the area resets. And it like spits out more bad guys. But it spits out more bad guys at higher levels.
Like more stronger and stuff. That's not easy to beat.
So that's like the second, third time that you go around the same place. Like you're going to meet somebody that's, 3-4 levels up than the guy before. And then you're going to, the more that you keep doing it, then you're going to get in like that. But they also give less enemies. But they're much tougher, So it's always a never-ending sort of place like that. Like that.
So so for you, you're a more story based gamer then. You That seems to be the ones that you kind of fall into and like you enjoy.
Take my time on them.
Yeah, you like those, right?
Yeah, and I think that's also because when I started to play video games, we never had internet access.
Yeah.
So everything was just whatever main campaign I could play.
Yeah, so you were just playing the bare minimum, basically, like just
and so,
whatever was there.
And that's kind of why some of the shooters weren't like that big of appeal, because they were only tops 12 missions long. Maybe 15 missions long, and that would be it. And it was like linear. You could go and explore in certain areas, but it was always like mission done, second, third, and that was about it. And then some of the more experience for those games was the online. Like the Call of Duties and Halos and all those. They were more online based, and since we didn't have him, I had to rely on playing more of the game. So then that's when I got more into the open worlds, kind of like the RPGs. Borderlands is a little bit RPG.
It's definitely RPG
because you can pick skills that help you out, like with bullets and damage and stuff like that. And
I only played it not even maybe 15 minutes when Osvaldo had it in here, but I appreciate like the extra stuff, like the psychic, the transfer, the invisibility and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I did that sick.
And it's character based as well.
It just depends on the character you pick.
There's a lot of like 4, and you get to pick through them on the first game. On the second game, with the DLC, you get to pick through like 7 characters, and in each game, like each DLC adds maybe like 3 or 4, because there's always like 4. There's always like a sniper guy, a like a brute smasher one, and a army guy, and then there's a elemental sort of character as well. And in their DLCs that add extra things to them, like other sort of characters, but those are always like the ones you get to pick from. So you want to be a shooter guy, a run and gun type of person, a sniper guy. You want to use the elements, the fire weapons, the shock and stuff, or if you want to just go in and like try to punch everybody and be a tank. So those are always like the 4 characters you pick.
So what age was it when you finally got internet? Like that you what was the age? Do you remember? Because
I was like 18.
18?
Well, every now and then we had internet at the home.
Right.
It wasn't enough for like to play.
Because it's database, right? So
like back then it was like the dial-up. Like you had to be off the phone to be on the internet. You had to take the internet off to make a phone call. So stuff like that. And so since it wasn't the best, like dial-up and all that, we were also like, nah, because it was expensive. You had to buy at that time a satellite service. So you had to have something. You have to have Comcast or like something, and then they would add it to that. Then you could get internet, and that was pretty expensive. So I think around 18 because I started working. And I was like, well, if I start working, then we can pay for this. And then also during that time, I was like, I should be thinking about school, college, and all that stuff, applications and paperwork. So I was like, I have to. And then so around 18 is when like internet was fully stable, for sure. But even then, like the gaming wasn't. I never went into the Call of Duties or stuff like that again.
Okay, so you stayed in kind of around that storyline.
Yeah, but there was like plenty of games that you didn't need internet, like the Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, you didn't need
super big games.
The big story ones you really didn't need internet.
Like Dark Souls games, like you don't need. Like the internet makes it cool because other people join in at times, but you didn't really need internet for those type of games. The Assassin's Creed games, stuff like
those were sick.
Mm-hmm.
I remember those.
Speed, those games.
Yeah, you didn't. The story ones, the good story ones, back then you definitely. I mean, even now.
100 hours, in all those games. Cause
do you have like a top 3 out of all those that you really enjoy?
The Borderlands ones.
Number 1.
Yeah, I did that one because it gave me like this shooting like different type of game.
Yeah.
All that. That one, Red Dead Redemption, and then I would say like the Halo series.
The Halos was sick. Those first years, that game was incredible.
Those were the best, man.
That was the first time you seen multiple like just war kind of settings done really well and smooth.
Yeah.
Where multiple things run at the same time, where you have this kind of alien coming down this hill, somebody's passing you with
like
the car.
That, even though it was a more linear game in the first ones, but it was still like exciting, you know. It was tough. It was challenging.
Yeah, like you would die. You would come back.
I did.
Yeah. That's when I think about Halo, because I played it because I knew people that had it, but that's one of the ones that I should have paid attention as bigger picture of like what was going on, and like started then, you know, when I think about those, because I was there, like I remember, but since I was so much outside, I didn't give it that attention, like, because things were happening then. That was kind of you know where things are now. And like I was there, I remember the excitement. I remember, like, you know, we would play. We'd spend after school like countless hours. It'd get dark by the time I go home from their house. But yeah, Halo is different. So Borderlands, Halo, what else?
Red Dead Redemption. That one was cool. I haven't played the second one though.
You gotta play the second one.
It's because
I haven't either though. I haven't played the second one.
Not that I'm like, not I saw that it went into more like RPG stuff now.
Yeah.
Like pay more attention to other things, which is no problem. You know, it's a new mechanic.
Right.
But yeah, like I haven't played it. Because I haven't had a system for it. That's why.
Right.
But yeah, I would like to play that one. That was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you like about that game? What it like?
It's the same as like the open style, but I think it went back as well because I used to be a lot outside.
Yeah.
Just like playing outside, you know, with people, my friends around the block and all that stuff. I practicing sports also as well. So since I was outside, I was always just. It was better for me to just be like, okay, let me just pause the game here.
Yeah.
And I can come back tomorrow
and like start from the same point.
You know, like be here again instead of like playing online. Like new every single day. I just followed it all the time because I also didn't really play every day.
Yeah.
So I always had like just keep coming back to it and all that. But yeah, like the Red Dead, I think just the openness that it's like a cowboy version, man.
And like you can ride the horse and stuff. You're going to like the bars and stuff.
Lasso and all that. Yeah.
Can't you even go? Don't they even have brothels?
Yeah,
they have brothels, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's from Rockstar.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think about gaming stuff now? Now that you have access, now that if you want to try, you can try it if you really wanted to, you know. What do you think now? And what do you think about gaming now, from your perspective?
I think now that I have money, which was the biggest thing back then, and all that, now it's just kind of like overwhelming at times.
Mm-hmm.
Because now there's like 1,000 games that I never got to play before, but I always saw commercials for them. I always saw the GameStop ads. You know, we used to get the newspaper delivered to the house.
Yeah.
And like with the specials and all that.
Yeah.
So there was always like a bunch of games that I also like, oh man, that looks cool. And I saw the TV commercials like, oh, that looks cool. That looks cool. And then now that I'm like get to see the store lobbies, I'm like, wow, every single game I ever thought was cool like is here now.
It's here
like,
now, right?
Can I play it? Do I have the time for it? Like,
yeah.
I could buy it, but do I have the time for it? You know, that's the thing as well now.
So I know we've had the conversation, but I think you would be great on streaming, or even like gaming videos. Like, 'cause I think we've always talked about that. Is that something like you actually want to step into?
I would try it. I think it'll be. I don't know if it'll be interesting. At least the way that I like to play the open world games.
Yeah,
like
but
I just take forever. Dude.
No, but I'm sure there's 1,000 people out there in the world that are exactly like you. That when it comes to those open worlds, have you ever played God of War?
The older ones, not the new one. Not
but you've played it.
New one.
But you've played it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's another game that I remember of stories called. It's for the PlayStation 4. Colossal something.
Yeah.
I think Camilo still has my game, by the way. Yeah, where you
fighting giants and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yo, that's the last story game that I played. That's like the one. I remember playing the AI one, Detroit.
Yeah.
And then I played. Oh no, I was the giant one. Then Detroit. Though that game was so sick, because even just finding the giants, and then when you finally gotta fight them,
Yeah.
And it's hard too. It's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
You die a lot because you got to hit them in a certain part.
Yeah.
Colossal something. I know.
Colossus, no?
Something like that. I think, yeah, but I know I have the word Colossus. In that open world is so. Yeah. That's the last story game I played. So what do you think of as far as the competitive stuff that's going on now? Do you watch any of it? Do you care about it at all?
I like hear about it and all that stuff. Camilo talks about it, and I follow pages as well with it, and mm-hmm. I've seen it for a while, but not so much into like following smaller competitions, I guess, for it.
Yeah.
Like when it comes around and like everybody's talking about it, is when I'm looking into it for sure.
Right.
But whenever there are other smaller tournaments that lead to the big championships, every once in a while I'll see on YouTube that is like, hey, this tournament is going, you know, and it's like League of Legends. It's the
League of Legends crazy,
and it's you know, it's different things kind of going.
Valorant Worlds was just recent. Halo Worlds.
That one, the Overwatch one, is this also one that
Overwatch
I saw, and there's like just different ones that come out at times, but that's.
Did Camilo ever tell you the story when we played in the Overwatch tournament?
I don't think so.
So there's a gaming cafe by where I live.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of it, but it's a great gaming cafe. And they had an Overwatch tournament. And it was the most random team. It was Camilo, Angelo, this 15-year-old kid named Anthony. Well, he was younger. He was like 13 back then or whatever. My cousin Oscar and me. And it was horrible. But we were in a tournament as MTI.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, we actually played like I think the prize pool was like $3 or $2,000 or something, or $5, something like that, depending on where you place. I remember that, but we got smoked.
I could imagine, man. I've seen some people like the way how Camilo talks about it, that everybody, it's a 5-on-5 and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that was.
Have you played Overwatch?
Mhm. We played it for a while. There's I think the first time we went to that cafe one as well. I think we played there as well. And then later on,
you've gone with me?
I went to one.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I went to one and I was playing. I think it was Overwatch.
No, you did go. No, I remember that. Because I remember you saying. You did go.
Yeah, so we like played it there for the first time. And I think it was. Oh man, I think it was last year. We try to play when we try to play Apex as well.
Oh, that's true. That's true. When we first tried to like do something. Before we got the space.
Yeah, and so that's the last time I played that one. But like those competitions, man, like they're like way into it. Like I've seen some of like the Fortnite ones.
Yeah,
like those ones, they used to be crazy, man.
They're still
building ones. That's insane.
It's crazy how they don't even build no more in that game. It's just a straight like shooter game.
Yeah.
At this point now. And then it's interesting how gaming has evolved into this thing, right? Like it's not just a thing. Oh, you're wasting your time. Like it's a career. It's an industry.
I think it's a career now, industry wise, because of the video content.
Yeah.
Because I think before any like video content like was out there showing, everybody was like, video games, do something different. But now it's work and it's videos and it's this, and you're going out to contracts, and, so now it's different, and it's getting more recognition now.
And what's interesting, you know how I said earlier that I wish I would have noticed Halo for what it was in that moment? Because there was people making YouTube videos back then. Mm-hmm. There's like sniper montages from those times where, and what those people were doing in Call of Duty. And I remember, like, it was in front of me, but for that moment in my life, I couldn't, like, I think about it now, I should have, like, focused right then and then, right when it was in front of me. Like, that's when I should have figured out how we can start, like, and I hate it because I usually, those kind of moments happen to me a lot where I'll catch something really early and I'll notice it and I'll either take to it or I don't. And those are the moments where I didn't and I hated it. And now that I think about it, I'm like, bro, like, because imagine been trying since then and trying to, like, even if you would have failed, whatever, but, like, just keep trying and just actually, like,
keep that level.
Like, because I sometimes watch Call of Duty montages.
Back in the day, the Modern Warfare 2 lobbies.
Yeah, and they're like, I'm like, why? What? what was I doing? Like I think about those moments, and it's not like I didn't have a PlayStation 3 or 2 or whatever, right? Maybe the internet part would have been a little tricky because it took me a while to get internet too, but I would have figured something out. Like we would have figured. A friend had internet. Somebody had internet.
I would go to my friends. Like I told you guys, I'm not gonna put it on blast because like those were younger days.
Yeah,
but, like these
keep
guys,
talking, like, fix the
how they were on, to try to get more kills, like what they were doing to the TV, like what they were doing to their controllers and stuff to get more kills, so it could be faster, so it could be this and that. Like, I would go to my friend's house, and that's where the internet was at.
Right.
So if I ever wanted to try Call of Duty online, that's where I would go with my friends. But they were insane, man. Like the toggles, you would move it slightly to the right and it'll make like a full circle. You go like this way and it'll just do like, man, their sensitivities their sensitivities were like way too much, dude. At sometimes they would give me like the spare account, like the friend account and all that stuff, because they don't want their kill ratios, man, to go down.
I remember that too. That was a thing.
I was like, just let me play, man. Like, just do like somehow, like just somehow.
No, that was.
I wasn't even mad about it.
That was definitely a thing. I did, because I remember, I had these two friends and they were cousins, and like they always obviously played together because they would always spend time there or whatever. And then one of them would just get angry. Like, he's like, no, I don't want to play him on my account. I'm like, well, I don't care. It's like, make me a new one. I don't. But it was like a thing because the kill ratio. Yeah. And do you remember like the names and stuff and like the Microsoft accounts and how that was a thing too? Like people were making clans then. The
clans, from back then. Like I think FaZe was from way back then.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite esports team, like who I'm fan of and who I follow, is Optic, Optic Gaming, and is actually like founded by a Mexican dude from Juarez.
Yeah, well, I remember telling.
Yeah, like, and they're still going, but like even then, how they started.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, that's the one that hurts me because I was there, I seen it, I noticed it, and I was there for a little bit, but I didn't never that tension. I don't know.
Kept up with it
at that time. Was just not there, but like with me, because I think I didn't start like really gaming until like I was 23, 24, to be honest with you, because I was always an outside kid. I didn't like my mom, well, not even her, I like being outside. Like, I would get bored a lot, so I would like, let's go outside, let's go ride bikes, let's go whatever, let's go do something, let's go move, you know what I mean? Because the same thing with you, I didn't have internet, or I didn't even have cable until who knows who.
Yeah, we had just the free TV.
Yeah, just the regular antenna, the little free channels. But my mom did, like, I remember having the Super Nintendo, I had the PlayStation 2, 3 and stuff, like my mom, like, but like I would have it, but I wasn't even really playing. I'd play like a little bit, like one or two. Like I wasn't, like I couldn't stay long, like, but because I was outside so much. But until like 23, 24, I felt back in it where, like I finally was enjoying it. I think the way I was supposed to enjoy it when I was younger, and like I understood it. You know what I mean? A little more. When I was younger, I didn't get staying in front of something for this long. I just did, like, my brain at that time. Like, if my ADHD is bad now, like, when I didn't have no control of it, it was bad then. It was just like, no, why? We got to go outside. You know what I mean? But 23, 24, I found it, especially because around that time, my brother was, like, old enough where he was playing my games. And he started Black Ops 3. This kid was a beast, bro. Like, Black Ops 2 was crazy for him. Like, I just remember that and then just watching that. But, yeah, I think video games have a good value, a positive value.
Yeah.
And I mean, even the data is there. Like it makes your cognitive faster, your reaction time faster. It does
make some decision helping.
Like, faster.
It might not be super like transferable outside, to real and stuff, but it helps out in certain places. Like agility, coordination, stuff like that. Like being able to pick out patterns and do things quickly.
Yeah. And problem solving.
Because sometimes things are like very fast and all that stuff. So it helps you start like those sort of skills. Obviously, they're not, you're not gonna polish those skills there.
Yeah.
But you can start them. You can start noticing patterns and start noticing this. And have maybe quicker reactions because you start to see how the setting is, and then you you guess beforehand. Stuff like that. So there are some positives to it, But
no, I think there's a lot of positives. I think that whole influence thing, that's a weird marketing scheme.
The violence part of it.
Yeah, like I don't know. I think that's just.
That can be said for movies.
That can be said for everything. Yeah. Like books, it's not real. Yeah, it's just
so
it's a weird
together, so.
It's a weird marketing thing that they tried. I'm glad it did.
There are some I remember now I should look into it, dude, to see if it's
what is it.
To buy it and to actually play it now that I can.
Which one?
But there's a game that I remember, man, and honestly, it used to. I wouldn't say scare me, but it would kind of creep me out. I would kind of feel how is that a game, man? It's called Manhunt. Ooh. I don't know if you ever played that or if you ever heard about it.
No, but, break it down to me.
Well, I never played it, man. But what I saw.
What do you remember
from the previews and all that stuff?
Yeah.
You were in jail.
Yeah.
You were sent to jail, and then you escape it, or you're trying to escape. But during the whole process, everybody is deranged and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So people are hunting you, and they wear, some weird masks. They're bandaged up, and the officers are also trying to go against you, and all that stuff. So it was for that time, I think it was more a actual gruesome kind of game.
Yeah.
Because it was people on people doing.
But for that time, but for that time where we're
because there were shooting games going on. Like Call of Duty was going on, Medal of Honor.
Medal of Honor.
Back then, Medal of Honor was the biggest one.
I used to love that game.
I have Rising Pearl Harbor. I have the Medal of Honor on the original Xbox.
Oh, Medal of Honor. I forget about those type. Those are the type of games that I was playing.
Yeah, that one was out.
Medal of Honor.
That one was a good storyline too, and that didn't need internet, or at least I don't think it needed internet. The storyline was tight.
I don't think so.
The difficulties just kept getting up, and that was a cool one. But yeah, man,
No, it's all good. But no, we were talking about how but you said you wanted to play to see if it was really.
Oh, the Manhunt.
Yeah. You're good. I got you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you wanted to see if.
Yeah, to see how, because like I said, there were shooting games, and that was an okay thing. There was other things that were going on that were okay, but this one was they were as best and pixelated as it could be. You were chopping somebody's head off, and you were stabbing them in the heart, and you were doing more gruesome things like that. Not really seen in the games at that time. I would say. And so, yeah, I was a little bit pushed off of it. I was like, dude, how is that?
It just made you feel uncomfortable.
I was how are people playing that? That doesn't even look fun, and all that. But so now, maybe it's I'll look into it and see how it actually is.
Yeah.
But back then, I was always I would never play. I wouldn't play that, because it was a sort of I said not necessarily a scary game.
Yeah.
A fear game, whatever. But it was more on that human sort of scale part of it that. You take a chainsaw to somebody's neck and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude, that's crazy. And take a guess who made this game.
Rockstar. Yeah.
I think it's Rockstar.
Yeah, I think so too. No, I'm pretty sure it was too.
So now I'm thinking oh maybe I'll try. But it's to me it's gonna look kind of old. I guess, But I never played it, so it'll be fine. It'll look cool.
So do you? Because what you just kind of described right there, do you think you have a very vivid imagination? Because it's almost like you could feel it.
I think in that one, just with the human one, and during that time I saw the cartel videos were on the internet.
Oh yeah.
Whenever you had glances of the internet, that was the video,
it was actual happening.
Yeah, those type of videos were on, and some other weird nasty ass kind of videos with people, and man, that's also why I kind of was oh, this is what's on the internet.
this is going on. This is everybody's hyped about.
Yeah,
so. Speaking of vivid imagination and underworlds, one thing that's been on my mind a lot is psychedelics, right? And just the the things that are happening now, the attention's finally being looked at, right? And so I wanted to kind of bring that up as like, so to me, and the way I've been thinking about it, I think just like AI, just like whatever new technology is to come to better our lives or to move forward into this unknown future that we continue to walk forward into, psychedelics is definitely another technology to me. Just like AI, just like a self-driving car, just whatever innovation that we're making, psychedelics is not just, it's a piece of technology, but it actually can help you innovate further on whatever you feel. That's what I think. That's how I think psychedelics are a very important thing. And it's almost, it almost feel like it was supposed to kind of all gather at this one point in time that we're all kind of going to, because AI is out, you know what I mean? And all these far advancements that we see now, like we were talking about earlier, even Lex Freeman with Zuckerberg, in the VR world, in the metaverse, right? And how that's a real thing. That's not a movie. That's
happening now.
That's right now. We are in this kind of future now, right? In psychedelics, I think it's the classical timeless technology that has almost kind of always helped us somewhere or another to kind of move along. But I think right now it's interesting because the level of acceptance is obviously high. You know, we live in a state that they decriminalized psilocybin and stuff, and what was the DMT, right? But I think it's a very interesting time. This is what I always say, regardless of whatever's going on, because of course there's going on horrible things in the world, and you know, we're going through a recession. There's a lot of things you can just focus on and get worried about, right? But aside from that, I mean, you know, no pun intended, but this is a great time to be alive. I think this point in history is a great time to be alive, and psychedelics is one of those things for me where the value, the curiosity, the understanding, and even conversations that we have, like, it's able to kind of hack the mind in ways we never thought we could, in faster ways, you know, where we can hack the mind. And so I wanted to ask you, where do you stand as far as psychedelics? You know, we've had conversations in the past. We have things going on, but not to talk directly about that, but just what was your stand? What do you think about psychedelics? Psilocybin, DMT, LSD, what is?
There are levels for it.
For sure. Levels.
You have to, dip your toes in first and then see. Or you could just jump in the deep end, however you want to go,
Yeah.
It'll be eye-opening either way.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah. I think that, and, well, it might not be for everybody. It would be like just a continuation of it,
Yeah.
But because even if it would happen to be a bad trip, from there you would be getting some perspective either way. You would be seeing and understanding something, hopefully, or something still can be brought up to you for you to work on later on, So in that sense, it would be like a positive part of it. But again, maybe not gonna do it again because that was your experience, and so as it won't be for everybody.
And that's a really valid point, and I agree with you, because as you know, I don't believe in bad trips. There's only good trips, but it's because of that same point. But it's more to like the people that have schizophrenia, heart issues, stuff where the body just can't handle it because it'd be so overwhelming. But I don't believe in bad trips. If you consider it a bad trip, it's because you were mirrored something you've been hiding from yourself that you didn't want to deal with, that finally came out from under the bed and said, I'm here.
I said, like, it's a good thing still, but people are going to associate it as bad because they want to see, like in the movies, they want to see colors, and they want to feel
the stigma is there.
They want to feel fluffy and stuff like.
So speaking of that, what do you think it would take to, because the recreational part will always be there. We're human beings.
Yeah.
And we live in America. For the most part, especially now that we are residing in a legal state, or decriminalized state, right? What's the balance? Because, I mean, as far as I could tell, humans like to get high. We've always have, one way or another. We figured it out from natives, from the Greeks and their teas, what Plato and them were doing. Shoot, there's even stories of Da Vinci. He was smoking weed. There's a lot of we've always somehow used this, right? So what's that balance? Because to me, I think there needs to be a good balance between recreational, but recreational with understanding and ethics and morals of it.
Yeah.
And really treat it as a medicine. Because to me, psychedelics is not a drug.
Yeah.
And this is probably a conversation for later, but cannabis is in there as psychedelics. I just think we forgot how to use cannabis correctly.
Yeah.
Because it's so watered down at this point. But cannabis is definitely, I think it's in there. I don't know chemically where it stands. And Osvaldo, if you're in there, let me know in the chat. But so it's not a drug, it's a medicine, it's a technology.
Yep.
Just if you would purchase a self-driving car, you would take care of that self-driving car, right? You would charge it every day. You would use it modestly. You would be aware of it. And I think it's that same thing. But one thing we will not be able to stop is just people are just going to use it. So what's kind of your perspective on that? Like between the medical, the medicinal, even the spiritual aspect of it. Because as we've spoken before, we respect that. We respect that chemical substance. We respect it. We care about it. We're trying to learn it. We're trying to nurture it. You know what I mean? It's something for us. It's more, well, for me, I'll speak for myself only. For me, it's a spiritual thing. It's a deep mind of being able to hack and know yourself and really understand your soul. So where do you stand on that as far as that recreational, medical, spiritual? What is it to you?
They have some of the same views as from you as well. Like from back in the days and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was a different process for it. It could have potentially been like recreational over there as well, but it also had more meaning. You know?
Right.
And obviously, like in the bigger ceremonies, we see that they give it more meaning for sure.
Yeah,
you know, it wasn't like just
like in Mexico, there's still shamans you can go to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, like it's not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna walk down to the corner store and get some, like, like nothing. You know,
yeah.
Back then there was still some sort of ritual for it, for the purpose for it. You know,
yeah.
To maybe go looking and searching for yourself, an answer for yourself, or an answer for something else that you're involved in, or, for a future change or something. But like that process, I feel like it was moved away, it was taken away, and then
it was scared away, basically.
Yeah, and then now like this recreational one, now it's like some people might be just doing it before it kind of goes away again, before it might be taken away again.
Yeah.
And they bypassing all the positives and the rituals for it, and
yeah.
They, there's a process you have to be with it, like you have to take care of it as well, and like you have to have mindsets and you have to have, purpose and all that stuff. So
because in reality, all these things that you're able to reach with these boosters or these technologies or these tools that you can use, you should be able to do that naturally. Mm-hmm. In reality.
Yeah.
And me, I'm not a religious person, but if I had to pick one, I'd be a Buddhist. I'm closer to that. So, because even through meditation, through breathing techniques, through different things, you can reach these levels of where you can access these different realities. Yeah. And because to me, it's a technology, it's a launch pad it's a vehicle that can help you get there. But in reality, we all have it in us already. It's just being able to find it and activate it, and really like understand it in the most natural way possible, right? Because when we think about dreams, like I was saying earlier, the epiphany I had, I don't know why we're not looking at dreams and trips in the same vein. To me, that's the same thing. Because when you dream, that's a trip, right?
Yeah, your body creates a chemical to give you that vivid imagination, like lucid.
Exactly. So we every time you dream, you go into a different reality. You quote unquote have a good trip.
You get high every night, basically.
Yeah, but you leave this realm, right? And that's the balance.
Yeah, I think like if there's that appropriate part for it, if everybody has this viewpoint that, there's a process for it. It's not like this thing that like, oh, it's just it's just a little snack that I'm gonna get. It's just a little pill that I'm gonna take. There is a part with that as well that could go into the everyday microdosing kind of stuff. But even of course. But even with that, like there's a process. You're not you take it and then you're also logging. Either physically, like in a notebook, whatever, or like you're mentally logging stuff that you're doing with it. So it's a bigger, better process than you just like, oh, I'm gonna take this pill so I could be high for today. Like there's that. There's that recreational. Go ahead, you do whatever you want to do with it. And you go ahead. It's your weekend.
For sure. You work hard.
But there's also that other part where that process kind of keeps going for sure. It's maybe not the same level of like the ritual. But you have more care for it. There's more time for it. There's more connection with it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's the true test of that kind of thing we all like to say. Oh, we're open-minded. Mm-hmm. And I think to a certain extent, people don't really understand what that means anymore. Or but that's a different conversation. But it's the true test. Are you really open-minded? Because if you're having bad trips, how open-minded are you really? Because that's what I deem it now at this point, as far as the different what we've been learning and just a lot of other things that are going on in this space. How open-minded are you? You know what I mean? How or are those biases so deep in your pathways in your brain that you could only see it that way, so you could only make it one way, right? Because that's what it really comes down to. Because I think if you're going to use any of these boosters, this launch pad, this technology that can help you in a lot of ways, are you ready? Are you really open-minded? Or are you secretly living in fear? And that's what's the interesting about this. Because look, even like this laptop that I have here, right? It's a cool laptop, but if I don't know how to use it, what's kind of the point? You know what I mean? Like if I don't know how to use those the softwares that I do use, Lightroom, DaVinci for the video editing, even Photoshop, what's the point? Or even it being able to use it for the stream right now that we're using.
Yeah, you use part of its potential.
Yeah.
But everything else is still lacking because
you're
not so purposeful into it,
Or you're not so open to it. You don't really understand how open you have to be to allow these things
to work everything.
Yeah,
that's true,
yeah. And that's what it is with these chemicals. I think it's gonna test people's open mind. Is how open minded are you actually, or is that something you just say just to say it? You know what I mean? Because I hear that a lot. Oh, I'm open minded. It's been a thing. Oh, I'm open minded. I'm down to earth. How much are you really though? Because in that moment where that chemical goes through the serotonin and hits where it's gonna land and it starts working, what is it gonna see? Total darkness and all the demons you've been hiding from?
Yeah, it's not gonna get in fuel.
Yeah, like are you gonna finally open what you've been hiding since you were like a child type thing? Are you gonna end up in a different reality when you forever get lost and never probably come back? Like how and that's kind of the overall perspective, I think, and with my humble opinion. I'm not a scientist, ladies and gentlemen, far from it, but here we are. You really have to understand it, respect it, and really know yourself. Like I mean, obviously you can't ever really know yourself, but however, you should have the best idea of it so far.
Yeah, start to create a vision of yourself.
Yeah, because I even think about it this way. People don't really drink coffee. Like the general people, like people like me, like that. I like caffeine and I get geeked about it. Sure, and there's a million other hobbyists out there that really drink real coffee. But the general public that wakes up at 6 a.m. and goes to their cubicle job and drops off their kid before they go to work, those people are drinking milk, and like the bottom is coffee, right? But it's for that same reason. Oh, I can't handle caffeine. Well, how much do you know yourself? How much do you understand yourself? You know what I mean? Because coffee is a substance, regardless of how you see it, how you break it down. Caffeine is a substance. It interacts with the brain, right? So and it's that same thing. Oh, that's why like most people don't drink coffee. They're drinking milk with coffee, a little bit of coffee at the bottom. They're not really like coffee. You know what I mean? Like an espresso shot or pure like cold brew, something like that, right? But because how open-minded are you, and how far have you really pushed yourself just in a natural way with all these things, either mentally or physically? You know what I mean? So you have to treat it that you have to first be able to look at yourself. Where am I at? Am I comfortable with my skin? Am I comfortable with my thoughts? Am I comfortable every time I step out? Where am I at? You know what I mean? And obviously you're not going to be able to predict the future, and you're not going to be able to control what's coming, for sure, because it's something new that you're learning. But are you even open for that unknown? You know what I mean? It's just like when people figure out that their parents is not their parents. You know how Osvaldo was telling us that story about in school, how they figured out that that's not their mom or dad.
Yeah, with the DNA testing.
Yeah, but like we all should have kind of an initial idea of these things, I think. And with psychedelics, it's very important to understand that. So if right now you struggle with just looking at yourself in the mirror for like 30 seconds, just awkwardly staring at your reflection, I don't think you're not ready. You still got a lot of work to do and a lot of studying. If like I think, in my humble opinion, and like I repeat, I'm not a scientist, far from it, but in my humble opinion, you really have to be able to look at yourself now, this natural world, because when you're on the roller coaster, there's no getting off. When it's
over, yeah.
You're there.
I mean, maybe that's also what's needed sometimes.
First, I think for some people, for sure. For some people, for sure, right? For some people, sometimes you just got to get pushed into the deep end and kind of swim it out, right? For sure. But there has to be a certain respect. There has to be a certain ethic. This can't be looked at as getting high, as far as I can tell. Like, it can't. And like,
yeah, this substance, like, it carries a different tone to it as well.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily that something, like I said, like going to go down to the corner store for it and stuff,
Yeah.
There's
like, you prepare, you respect it, you get ready for the occasion, you understand this, you've been working on it, you've been understanding. And the big thing with me is understand how this chemical interacts with your brain is very important. And learning like this, I know sometimes people get shy to look at science data and actually understand it, but that's why there's great people like Huberman or even Lex out there that are really explaining it really well, and they can back it up. But really understand that interaction your brain is going to have with this, and how the serotonin is the vehicle that takes it to that receptor and stuff of that nature, right? But it's just having a respect for it, because to me right now, it's part of those beliefs that it's just part of my life now. Like just how I fast.
Yeah.
Psilocybin is in there as far as just
routine.
Yeah, like it's part of my vitamins. You know what I mean? When the fish are, it's just something. It's just that tool that you just need to have. It's good to have. Not always use, but it's just good to know about it, and like when you need it. And right now, where I'm at and where my thinking's going with that is that I want to really use it as a tool to explore creative things, or explore like intellectual ideas, to push them farther or understand them better. Or I'll even go as far as that, and Osvaldo's listening, he's going to roll his eyes right now. Either really go to other realities and really opening these other things and bringing back the info, so we can materialize it. You know what I mean? Like in my last piece of writing, because I was reading it the other night, because it takes me a while to like my writing, because even after I'm done, like it takes me 3 months to finally read it and be like, okay, it wasn't too bad, it was okay, right? To actually appreciate it. And I have a line that I said, basically I said, do you want a human moment? Let's nurture the nutrients to make those realities, to materialize those realities that were seized from us. And that's kind of like the idea that I'm saying. Like, these things are real tools, you know what I mean?
Psilocybin, so it can help you see the other
Yeah, like
been blocked.
Yeah, what they've been told that no, this is not a thing. This is not real. Okay, right. But it's just one of those things, and as you know, it's very important to me. It's not just a business. It's not just the thing to do. It's not just a fad to me. It's just it's a real thing.
More purpose,
yeah. I appreciate it for what it can do, not just for me, but like for just humanity in general.
Yeah, like what it is.
Yeah, because like we had this conversation in your office the other day, and like I said, I don't care about a lot of stuff, but I do care about knowledge, intelligence, and the forward movement of humanity and us to be okay. I do care about that. And this is one of the many of tools or things that we need for that. Just like we're going to need AI. Or if I want to even take it further, we're going to need immortality for interplanetary travel. So we don't get old when we make that mission to Mars. You know what I mean? And
they're gonna upload us to the metaverse too.
Exactly, and we're gonna be in Mars, chilling, right?
Virtual Mars.
So, just to kind of wrap it up, what's your kind of your true feelings? Obviously, say as
for them. Positive, man. I mean, if anything could be used in a positive sort of stance.
For sure.
You can indulge, in stuff like that, like alcohol, marijuana, all this stuff. Like, there's a very slight, appropriate level for most substances.
Yeah.
Some of them, for sure. Like maybe don't go into them. I mean, I wouldn't,
Yeah,
I know
sure.
I wouldn't, I'll say it for myself, but,
Yeah.
But like other ones, there could be some safer levels. You could be more cautious and stuff, and be more respectful. But yeah, like the psilocybin ones.
Yeah.
I would, obviously just keep learning more into them. I have a positive view into them for now. I don't think necessarily it's gonna change. I think it'll just be getting more backed up. That it serves its purpose, kind of like you're saying. Build a more process for it, build more sort of drive for it. Like there's a start for it already.
Yeah.
But to have more of that background information for it as well, and then the knowledge one as well, that what it can give, what it can offer to somebody.
Yeah.
And that's something very important. Very, what's the word, like progressive. Yeah, because the more benefits that they're going to be finding for it, like hopefully it doesn't get buried down like they did last time.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
The positives that are here for it, like it's going to keep pushing and like kind of keep moving it along and keeping it be more stable for it. But like I'm going to look more into trying to get more processes into it, bring in more knowledge for it, just for myself at first, and then from there, any other one that I can give out to people, to you and Camilo, everybody, and then whatever you guys give me, then
for sure.
It's always gonna be the best, I think that.
So before we wrap it up, I wanted to kind of end, if you don't mind. What's kind of your goal? Do you have like a goal right now that you kind of want to reach on a personal level?
With
anything.
Psilocybin or anything.
Psilocybin, GT, MTI, yourself, your health. Your career, like is there any goals, one goal that you're kind of eyeing right now, or you're working on, or you want to start working on? Because I'm a great believer, and this is why, you remember the other day that you pulled up on me on Wednesday and I was already going by myself. Like, it's good to just say things, and this is why I like this kind of platform and the stream. Like, just say things, it's good to say them, just, you know what I mean. So do you have any, like mine, so you can think about it, mine, what's everything we've been doing, man? Everything you've been part of. This, MTI Records, GT, Immortal Routine, you know what I mean? Flower Bite, shout out to Oscar. Just growing this. This is my main goal. This is what I'm 100% focused on right now. Like, just right now, like I spoke to Katinsila, shout out to him, go follow him, go stream that track Monster on all DSPs, please. But like right now, we're going to focus on growing his YouTube. We're going to focus, you know what I mean? Just working on these details. Like, that's my goal. And I'm sure if you noticed, we're here, right? We're literally streaming right now. So what's kind of like your personal, it could be anything, whatever, maybe a health thing.
It follows the same, like with you. now that there's this space, like being able to utilize it for what it is, like have it here for us and all that, and start to use it, and then again just be more involved with it. I guess I think the goal is just more involved, like this informational method, this content method.
Yeah.
I think this is just a cool thing. Starting that, if it's something video game related, then have that going there. But I think the goal is kind of like with you, like be more involved here for sure. And have the space and the time for it, and that means that you can start, video game content. Then we could do that. If it's some other type of videos, then we start doing that. But I think now it's like that, bringing in more time for it, and then adding more to it, I guess, because I have like I said, this year I've been here for quite a lot. This office been coming in quite a lot, but it's only been for like one small thing, and I would like to add to it. I'm here, and if I come in 3 days, 4 days, however many, then let it not be for just 30 minutes, 20 minutes, in and out kind of deals. Let it be more like, okay, I don't know, a full hour and a half, 2. But like do something extra, and I think more like video game, not video game, well that, but like video related. Content related. I think that's something more newer for sure, because like I said, like the growing and all that stuff, gardening, like with my at home with my mom and all that stuff, like that's something that's been always been there basically. But this new video content stuff, like this is a new one, so I think that would be a cool thing to follow, because I've always kind of thought about it, like I was saying, like I always had like an idea for it as well, like even video game once as well and stuff like that.
And you have the personality for it. You have you have like the sense of humor for it.
Like I said, I would try it. I would try it. I don't know, in some other areas, like some depending which ones there are. But I said, like, do that now. Like I said, because I always thought about it. I remember that there used to be the Vibe commercials online. And like it was like, do you want to be a gamer? Do you want to? They said like, are you a gamer? Do you want to work as a gamer? And like, do you want to start coding and like making your own games? I was like, yeah, but my mom's not gonna say yes. It never worked out,
My mom's not gonna say
yes. Yeah, like she's not gonna.
That's classic.
She's not gonna say that at school. Like you're not gonna.
She's not gonna get it. She's not gonna get
it. Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to ask you. It's good to just kind of say it out loud and put it out there. You know what I mean? And the last thing I would want to say to you, Jose, is appreciate you, fam, for sure. Like for like just just being down. Like that's all I really need, and the rest, like as you could tell, is like it's slowly been put together, right? When we said we're gonna make a studio, look at us, we're literally in it, right? So just appreciate you, fam. Thank you for trusting me. I mean that, and when I get Camilo, Osvaldo, and Katsila next time we do an episode, I want to kind of say my thank yous, because it's important, because this is different. It's not easy.
I think probably the biggest thank you is to you, man. The biggest appreciation, because you're the one that actually like started this whole thing. You're actually like rolling with all of this. Like we're here, kind of adding at times. But like cool things. I think like with you, like on your jump and your drive for this, I think that gives us the space for all of it. That helps into my plan for this. That motivates me. This, so like the biggest thanks and appreciations are for you, man.
No, for sure. But I think you guys are getting it. Like even you, just us right now. Obviously, it'd been cool, everybody, but they will be here next time. That's not it happens. But like everybody's gonna get it. That's why I have to be like the first one to go over the hill and get hit with all the arrows, and I have to come back and be like, look, this is what happened, this is what we gotta do. But it's cool. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I think we have 3 viewers. Appreciate you accompanying us on the Higher Thought Cast with Jose, one of the many members of the GT crew. And like I said last time, I am looking to add to this MTI team, because we do need it, right? On you this is like joining the CIA, so you will get vetted appropriately. I need those blood samples in. We need to double check everything. I'm just joking, but I am looking to expand the team correctly in what actually makes sense. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for your time, your attention. This has been another episode of the Higher Thought Cast. Peace.